Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your weekly episodic news show. This is Behind the Mic, and it is Behind the Mic episode number 43, and we are going to be talking about all the biggest news stories going around the WWE for the week that we have just experienced here. Raw, Smackdown, and of course upcoming Survivor Series pay-per-view. And we have a lot of news talking about all that. And if you did check the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, there was no Behind the Mic last week. We missed our first Behind the Mic for the first time in 42 weeks of doing Behind the Mic. So it was a damn shame. It was, but the complications, everything just came tenfold last week when it came to the complications. This week, everything's working just fine. Last week, nothing was fucking working with Behind the Mic. Super frustrating experience. Photos were not loading into my computer, into the editing service. It was not working. And on top of the busy weekend that had already presented itself last week, it made Behind the Mic hard. So that was not possible last week. But what was possible last week were Raw and Smackdown reviews, as well as the breaking news of the release of Emma. This week you could also find Raw and Smackdown reviews. There are Raw and Smackdown reviews each and every single week here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Over a year of doing Raw and Smackdown reviews, and those we have not missed any of. Directly after those shows go off the air, we're here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel with a review for you. So if you missed those two reviews, make sure to go check those out. We do pay-per-view reviews. We do pay-per-view preview and predictions, NXT TakeOver reviews, preview and predictions for NXT TakeOvers as well. And of course, what you're watching here each and every single Saturday, Behind the Mic, where we talk about all the latest breaking news in the WWE. We also do separate breaking news stories when it's a little bit farther away from Saturday, where we usually come on here for Behind the Mic. Maybe it's a Wednesday, some breaking news drops, and we do a nice 10-15 minute breaking news video right there. But make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Over 250 videos for all of you to go check out. So if you want to familiarize yourself, if you're new here, over 250 videos for you to go check out. 10 of our latest videos are in the description down below. So that's your portal to everything having to do with the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And if you do enjoy the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, the best way to support is to click on that subscribe button. Puts a nice smile on my face, allows the channel to grow, shows me your loyalty. Click on that notification bell. You'll get notifications each and every single time we upload, after a Raw, after SmackDown, each and every single Saturday when Behind the Mic goes up, after a pay-per-view. All that fantastic stuff. Click on that notification bell, and when YouTube wants to work, you'll get those notifications straight to your mobile device. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy what you're hearing here. And of course, make sure to comment what you think of all these breaking news stories as we go over them right here on Behind the Mic. As far as what those news stories are, of course, we've got that big news announced by Shane McMahon on the Twitter, which the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel coincidentally has a Twitter. So make sure to go check out the Twitter account of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel of the same name, Ringside Wrestling. Make sure to go check out that, because we do live tweet with Raws, Smackdowns, pay-per-views, NXT takeovers. Pretty much anytime WWE goes live, you can go on the Twitter and see my live reactions before these pay-per-views do go up. So make sure to go check out that as well. But the biggest news going around this week is the WWE Championship match announced for SmackDown Live this Tuesday, which could make huge changes to the Survivor Series main event, and that is Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal. Because yes, AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal will be going one-on-one this Tuesday on Smackdown Live for the WWE Championship. We're going to be discussing everything having to do with that story and how that excites the hell out of me. We have a huge update on Neville's WWE contract status. Vince McMahon now getting involved with that. Shane McMahon clearly announcing the huge match we've seen on SmackDown Live, or we will see on SmackDown Live this next Tuesday. The real reason why Emma was released from the WWE, and I'll give you a hint, it was bullshit. We'll talk about that. Big updates on creative plans going forward for Braun Strowman. The Undertaker hinting at his return for WWE Raw, the 25th year anniversary edition. He says it might just be more than a promo. And of course, possible plans for Finn Balor going forward after being buried, squashed, embarrassed by Kane 2 weeks in a row. We've got all that news and so much more right here on Behind the Mic. So make sure to stay tuned, because for now, we're going straight into the news story. And we start off with the biggest news story, what is probably the title of this video: Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship this Tuesday on SmackDown Live. On Thursday, a major WWE announcement was made as SmackDown Live Commissioner Shane McMahon booked a huge championship match for the coming week. The latest match will take place in the United Kingdom next week, with one of the top superstars in the company getting his shot at the biggest prize the Blue Brands currently have to offer. That's right, the WWE Championship will be on the line, with AJ Styles trying to reclaim the title he once held. Looking ahead, the outcome of this huge SmackDown match could also lead to a dream match at the WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view. According to his tweet earlier on Thursday afternoon, Commissioner Shane McMahon has just booked the phenomenal AJ Styles to challenge the modern-day Failure Raha. And the article does not say Failure Raha, but I'm saying Failure Raha. Asshole. Because that's what he is. Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. The decision was made after Mahal viciously attacked AJ during this past week's episode of SmackDown Live. Fans already had a good idea that AJ Styles would be next in line to take on Mahal for the title, although the next scheduled bout for Jinder Mahal was at Survivor Series against WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. As of this report, neither of the titles are on the line for the particular match, which is billed Champion versus Champion. There was a recent Styles versus Mahal match that took place at WWE's Raleigh, North Carolina show several days ago. I've never heard of that place. I've heard of North Carolina. Haven't heard of whatever the hell Raleigh is. Goddamn. In that match, the title wasn't on the line, but Styles managed to fight off the Singh brothers and captured the victory with a phenomenal forearm. That seemed to be a practice match ahead of their upcoming program, which looks like it will launch in the weeks ahead of the Survivor Series pay-per-view. The most intriguing aspect of this match is that Jinder Mahal would lose the title on Tuesday, which is what I'm hoping happens. Because, I don't know if you've known, but every single week on my SmackDown Live reviews, every single week on everybody who does reviews for SmackDown Live, everybody has come on at least once, me every single week, and complain about the failure that is Jinder Mahal as a WWE champion and how he brings down that brand. But continuing on here, that would mean that AJ Styles could be the one heading to Survivor Series to battle the Beast. Dream matches are, excuse me, I skipped ahead here. The Beast Brock Lesnar. It would make for back-to-back dream matches for Styles. Wait, Jinder Mahal is a dream match? Is that what this article is hinting at here? Who had his first encounter? Okay, they're talking about Finn Balor. I thought they were talking about Jinder Mahal being a dream match. Excuse me. Ho ho ho. Anyways, besides that little hiccup, that would make back-to-back dream matches for Styles, who had his first encounter with Finn Balor in the ring at last month's WWE TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. Fans would probably go crazy for an AJ Styles vs. Brock Lesnar match, but it seems unlikely that it's in the plans for WWE, at least not in the near future. Still, Styles and Cena are currently the co-favorites to become next WWE champion after Jinder Mahal. One of the two seems destined to do it, but it seems more likely that WWE is pushing Mahal going into WrestleMania as a long-time champion. That sounds absolutely abysmal. It really, really does. The modern-day Maharaja even tweeted his reaction to the upcoming title match, claiming they'll make just an example out of AJ again, which seems to point towards the Singh brothers interfering. The AJ Styles vs. Jinder Mahal championship match joins the other championship match booked for next Tuesday. In that matchup, the Usos defend the WWE Smackdown tag team titles against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. WWE fans will be able to see these matches take place on Tuesday, November 7th during the Smackdown live show on USA Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. What do I have to say about this? Now, there are separate reports coming out. Don't know why this article didn't mention it, but there are separate reports coming out that this match was made because Jinder Mahal is injured. Now, AJ Styles, and I don't know why this article didn't mention this, AJ Styles was originally booked on Tuesday Night SmackDown. This past Tuesday on SmackDown, you could go back and watch, Rusev was made in a qualifying matchup against AJ Styles this upcoming Tuesday, where AJ Styles, he was supposed to face Rusev to determine the fifth member in the Survivor Series 5-on-5 for SmackDown Live. Now, I don't know why, but that's been changed, and it's almost like that match never existed. Only mention of that ever existing was Rusev, super hilarious on his Twitter. He was like, I guess I'm just that good. AJ Styles already quit. I'm going to Survivor Series. He says something like that. So Rusev, absolutely hilarious on Twitter. But, I mean, that match was originally made. Why was it changed and shoved under the rug that out of the blue? It's either WWE realized that they're going towards Survivor Series with the bogus main event and has finally realized that Jinder Mahal as WWE Champion is absolutely abysmal, which is the lesser of what I think is happening here, or Jinder Mahal is injured and it's getting to the point where he cannot compete. Because if you've looked at his house show matches over the past couple weeks, he's been wrestling with kinesio tape. I don't know where, I think on his shoulder. He has been wrestling with kinesio tape. You really wouldn't see that on SmackDown Live since he hasn't been wrestling over the past couple weeks. But he's been wrestling on house shows with kinesio tape. So that can play towards the fact that Jinder Mahal is injured, and that's why WWE is taking the title off of him, putting it on AJ Styles, and they can possibly have the plans to put it on AJ Styles, have Styles go with the title until Jinder Mahal is ready to compete, have Jinder Mahal have his rematch, and just give it back to him in time for the tour to India, and bada boom shakalaka, there you go. And Jinder Mahal goes towards WrestleMania, and they build towards a program with John Cena, and we all collectively take a gun and shoot ourselves in the head. Now that can be the plan. They can be wanting to take it off Jinder for real. Maybe they've finally seen the stats that Jinder Mahal has been a failure as WWE Champion. He has not done anything for business in India whatsoever. And they're saying, you know what, this is the perfect opportune time. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar would be a lot better a match. Let's go with that. Maybe that's what WWE is saying. Or maybe WWE could be making it so Jinder Mahal goes this SmackDown, beats AJ Styles, and then on top of that, beats Brock Lesnar through some bullshit finish at the Survivor Series and comes out looking stronger than ever, which would be absolutely god-awful. Or there's so many things that can go on here. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal will beat AJ Styles clean, and he'll go on and lose to Brock Lesnar. So now Brock Lesnar has just conquered pretty much AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal, and he looks even stronger going into WrestleMania 34, where Roman Reigns will inevitably beat him and take all that momentum, and once again, we can all collectively shoot ourselves in the head. So there's many scenarios here where we can all collectively shoot ourselves in the head, or WWE can do the right thing, have AJ Styles win the title, do some bullshit finish after Survivor Series between AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, because, I mean, how is AJ Styles viably, if Finn Balor beat AJ Styles, and Finn Balor is being beaten by Kane, who you know wouldn't last a second in there with Brock Lesnar, do you really think AJ Styles is going to last in there more than 5 minutes with Brock Lesnar? I don't believe that. It's not believable. So you do some bullshit finish with AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, and have AJ Styles go on with the WWE Championship, give us good television on SmackDown, have him go against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going in to the Royal Rumble, and then start building Nakamura versus AJ Styles going into WrestleMania, and have us all collectively rejoice and think that SmackDown Live is a good program again. That's what you can do. That would be the best option. But knowing WWE, Jinder Mahal is going to beat AJ Styles, beat Brock Lesnar, go on against John Cena at WrestleMania, and John Cena captures the 17th world title against the massive foreign enemy, Jinder Mahal. And then the other main event of WrestleMania for the Universal Championship is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, where Roman Reigns captures the WWE Championship, or the WWE Universal Championship. And the next Survivor Series, we're looking at John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Bullshit. My God, bro. You can go about this a fantastic way. WWE has an opportunity here to fix everything that they have damaged with Jinder Mahal. Now, it is still too little too late. It really is. We've gone through 6 months of a Jinder Mahal title reign, but you have the opportunity to start getting rid of that, to start making SmackDown Live watchable again. You have that opportunity, WWE. You presented it in front of yourselves. I say take it. This is your way out. Do it now. Give us what we want to see. Because Jinder Mahal, the modern day failure Raw, is certainly the last thing I want to see on WWE television. And I think you can all agree with me on that. Moving on here, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to this story on The Undertaker. And I mean, The Undertaker could be returning on the 25th year, whatever the hell they're calling it, hashtag Raw 25, that he could be returning for more than just a promo. Earlier this week, the WWE Network confirmed that The Undertaker will be back. An announcement on the official WWE website confirmed that The Undertaker will be appearing on the special edition of Monday Night Raw on January 22nd. To be fair, rumors had been swirling for months, suggesting that The Undertaker's WWE career may not be over. After all, it had been widely assumed that the dead man retired from wrestling after his loss to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33. 52-year-old Mark Calloway, who plays The Undertaker, reportedly needed hip replacement surgery, so it was hard to see him returning to in-ring action. That said, as previously reported by the Inquisitor, The Undertaker has 4 years left on his WWE contract. It still isn't clear exactly what The Undertaker's role will be during the 25th edition, or 25th anniversary edition of Monday Night Raw. This show will emanate from the Barclays Center and Manhattan Center in New York City. Stars from both Raw and Smackdown will appear at the Barclays Center, presumably to do the wrestling. Undertaker will join Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and many others at the Manhattan Center, the scene of the first ever Monday Night Raw. The Undertaker headlines that first event with a victory over Damien Demento. Fans are able to buy VIP access tickets for meet and greet sessions with The Undertaker and other WWE legends. This probably suggests that The Undertaker's appearance will be in a promotional capacity, but the Deadman has taken to Twitter to hint that he may return to the ring. The Undertaker's enigmatic tweet says, "I always rise. Hashtag Raw25. Deadman walks again." Fans will be wondering exactly what that comment means. It could be a simple announcement of his appearance on the Raw Anniversary show, but it could be just as easily hinting that the Phenom is planning a competitive return. As reported by the Daily Star, Kane, the Undertaker's storyline brother, recently made his return to the WWE ring. Could the WWE creative team be planning to reunite the Brothers of Destruction? That would be epic. Imagine Kane and The Undertaker feuding with The Shield. Join Braun Strowman with the Brothers of Destruction, and you have all the ingredients for a massive 3-on-3 confrontation. It should also be remembered that the 2018 Royal Rumble takes place at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia just 6 days after the Raw Anniversary event. The Undertaker joined the 2017 Royal Rumble fray late in the match, and he could be planning a repeat performance in 2018. One thing is certain, whether promotional ambassador or WWE wrestler, there will be more to come from The Undertaker on WWE Wrestling. Now, I'm very mixed on a return of The Undertaker. I mean, what you did at WrestleMania 33 was so special, and I'm not talking about that god-awful match with Roman Reigns. I'm talking about what you did with him leaving the hat, leaving the coat, leaving the gloves in the middle of that ring, and having millions who were watching WrestleMania collectively shed a tear over pretty much the end of an era with The Undertaker's retirement. What you did there to end off WrestleMania 33 was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And you're going to go back on that? What is that supposed to mean? What was Undertaker leaving his coat, leaving his jacket, leaving his gloves in the middle of that ring supposed to mean? You're telling me he's just going to come back wearing the fucking gloves, the hat, the coat? He's just going to come back like nothing ever happened? What is the explanation for that? How does it make any sense that this guy would do that? You'd say that this guy is retired, have Roman Reigns come out and say that this guy is retired over and over and over again on WWE television for it to mean nothing? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I'm sure it doesn't make a lot of sense to you. I mean, you did something that pretty much said, this guy's done. And now you're going to go back on that. That's where I'm mixed. Now, I'd love to see The Undertaker return. I really would. One of my favorites of all time, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. Those are some of my two favorites of all time. And the fact that you finished that, you closed the book, you wrote the final chapter, and that you're willing to go back on that, that you're willing to rip that final chapter out and glue some extra pages in, really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It really doesn't. So, my question is, how the hell are you going to explain that? And what the hell does The Undertaker have to do? Who does The Undertaker have to fight against? I don't want to see another Roman Reigns match. I don't want to see another Brock Lesnar match. The Undertaker versus John Cena, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker really doesn't make a lot of sense, as much as I'd like to see that match. And if you think about it, The Undertaker really isn't the same Undertaker we seen 8 years ago, or however the hell long ago it was, against Shawn Michaels, putting on 5-star matches in the main event, or what should have been the main event at WrestleMania 25, of WrestleMania. That's not the same Undertaker. We're looking at a decrepit man with he's old, bad hips, he's all banged up. As much as I hate to say it, The Undertaker is all banged up. This is not the same Undertaker we were looking at 10 years ago. It's not. It's not. And you've seen that. You've seen that in the match with Roman Reigns. You've seen that in the match with Shane McMahon. The guy's 52 years old. 25 years of going in that ring and giving it his all has worn The Undertaker down. It's gotten to that point where the fountain of youth has expired. So many years we were saying, where the hell does The Undertaker find it? This fountain of youth that keeps this man going in with all these fantastic matches despite his age. I think that's finally run out. The guy's tired. He's old. He's banged up. Leave it be. Leave it be. As exciting as it would be, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. And The Undertaker really isn't going to put out that performance that we're so used to seeing. So I say, leave it where you left it. You did the retirement. How are you going to top what you did at WrestleMania 33? You're not. You're not going to top that. So, I mean, leave it be and stop relying on your part-timers, on these legends to come back and save the day because you didn't do the proper job to build your roster to make WrestleMania exciting. Don't rely on that. Start relying on the talent you have. Start relying on the Seth Rollins, on the Dean Ambrose, on the Sami Zayn, on the Kevin Owens, on the AJ Styles, on the Shinsuke Nakamura. You have a fantastic roster. Use it. The Undertaker, quite frankly, isn't needed. He's not going to put the performance we want out of him, and there's no reason for him to come back. That's it. That's the bottom line. And that's what I think about that. Let's move on here. We move on to some absolutely bullshit news regarding the release of Emma, bro. Oh my, this I have no words. I have no words, bro. I really don't. WWE stupidity leaves me breathless. There are new WWE rumors popping up with regards to the real reasons Emma was released by the WWE. The former NXT and WWE main roster superstar was shockingly reported as released by the company this past weekend. Just a week after she was part of the match on the TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2017 pay-per-view, it immediately led to fans wondering what the reason for the release was, but there was no official reason given at the time. In a report from Sports Illustrated, it was indicated that Emma was released due to being part of backstage issues and conflicts. It seems to be that there's way too many backstage issues and conflicts nowadays. My God. There's mention that Emma has considerable heat within the company and that she had created just enough enemies on the writing staff to lead to her exit. Emma was said to have often voiced her opinions a certain way on Twitter, which didn't help her situation either. Basically, WWE released her as an example for other superstars who might want to behave in a similar manner to Emma, who went from featured on a pay-per-view's main card to out the door within a week. No specifics were given as far as any heat between Emma and any other superstars backstage, though. Emma's release came just a bit ahead of two other releases made by the WWE, as both Darren Young and Summer Rae were also given the best in their future endeavors message. Neither of these superstars had been as visible recently on WWE programming, though Young was a former WWE Tag Team Champion with Titus O'Neil and was part of a gimmick with former WWE Champion Bob Backlund. Summer Rae participated in a few gimmicks, including a role as Fandango's dance partner and later having involvement with Rusev in a love triangle or rectangle involving Lana and Dolph Ziggler, which was absolutely vomit-inducing. However, Emma got to participate in the debut match for Asuka on the main roster at WWE's TLC 2017 pay-per-view, which gave her much more visibility and a bit of build heading towards the match. She lost that match, which kept Asuka's winning streak intact. In addition, Emma didn't look all that weak in the loss, as she had a good bit of offense going through the pay-per-view bout. Still, her backstage demeanor appears to be what cost her a spot on the women's roster for now. The good news for Emma is that Sports Illustrated report mentions the door is open for a possible return to the WWE in the future. Other women's stars, including Gail Kim, Mickie James, and Maria Kanellis, have done just that, with varying degrees of success after their return to WWE. In terms of overall superstars, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre each exited the company and returned within the past year or so to become strong champions on WWE's main roster and in NXT. So there you go. Emma is so talented. She's so talented. And the fact that WWE is releasing such a talented talent, if that makes any sense, such a talented women's athlete, superstar, the fact that they're releasing her because she spoke out, because you were booking her like shit. And another reason that I've been hearing a lot is because of the Emmalina gimmick. The fact that Emma really did not respond to that Emmalina gimmick the way WWE wanted her to is what I'm hearing is one of the main reasons that she was released. She didn't play ball with the Emmalina gimmick. And who would? You even had Nia Jax like a month ago talking shit to Emma, shitting on Emma, because she didn't play ball with that Emmalina gimmick. Who the fuck would? They were turning her into an Eva Marie. They were turning her into a Lana. That's not what Emma is, bro. And you could tell she wants to be a wrestler. Evil Emma. She loved that gimmick. She sunk herself into that gimmick. And you can tell because during her time in NXT, she was doing fantastic work with that gimmick. And the fact that WWE was punishing her because she didn't want to do the bullshit, because she didn't want to deal with the bullshit, because she had the balls to stick up for herself, to not want to embarrass and ruin her character, that she wanted success. And she knew that the way you were going about it was not going to give her success. The fact that she spoke out about that and you felt the need to release her because of that, despite what the value she had and what she could have brought to your women's division, it's bullshit. It really fucking is bullshit. You released Emma because you were too stupid to do anything of value with her. The creative team, Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, anybody who was booking Emma on Monday Night Raw was too fucking stupid to see the value in Emma, and now she's gonna go to the indie scene, wherever the hell she wants to go, Stardom, or wherever the hell, Ring of Honor, wherever the hell Emma wants to go, and she's going to make a huge name for herself because ex-WWE stars always find success in the indies, and she's going to prove you wrong. She's going to be wrestling for wherever she goes, and you're going to be saying, shit, we definitely could use an Emma right now in the women's division, and people like me are going to be on here saying, I told you so. Emma's going to be out there saying, I told you so. And in 2, 3, 4, 5, however many years it takes, Emma will be back. She's still young. She's still at a young age of 28. That's super young. She'll be back. And when she is back, she'll either be back to the same shit and she'll leave again and find success in another company again, because WWE loves to do that. Did it with Alberto Del Rio. Did it with however many fucking superstars. But she'll be back, and she'll probably be women's champion when she comes back, because she'll prove you wrong, and you'll say, you know what, we fucked up. You'll give her a women's championship. She'll be prominent in the women's division. That's going to be Emma's story. And in however much time it takes for that to happen, when it does happen, I'll be sitting here telling you, I told you so. Because WWE has the same fucking pattern. You look at Cody Rhodes. You look at Cody Rhodes in Ring of Honor right now. I bet WWE is saying to themselves, shit, I'd love a Cody Rhodes. I would love a Cody Rhodes, bro. But what happened? You let him go. You let him go. And that brings us straight to this story on fucking Neville. Brings us straight to this story on Neville. Let's move on here. We move on to this story on the king of the cruiserweights, right? Neville, bro. Who is pretty much in the same situation Emma is in, except Neville asked for his release, and Emma was released. Huge update on Neville's WWE contract status. Vince McMahon getting involved. Neville is as good as gone from the WWE after walking out of the company earlier this month. He is still signed to a contract, but the WWE is not ready to release him. The latest backstage news has revealed that Vince McMahon might get involved in Neville's situation. As reported by Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Neville has been unhappy with the WWE for a while, and the boiling point was reached before the October 9th edition of Monday Night Raw. Neville reportedly walked out after learning that he is going to lose to Enzo Amore once again. The walkout led to a lot of changes for that day's show, where Kalisto ended up winning the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. The man that gravity forgot, or more like the man who created forgot, was pushed hard as the king of the cruiserweights. Neville won the WWE Cruiserweight title twice in a span of almost a year and was booked as an unstoppable force. However, he reportedly wanted to move up the card, but he was not permitted by the WWE's top brass. He was also very unhappy after his match with Austin Aries at WrestleMania 33 was cut from the DVD. Not being included in the DVD means there are no royalty checks for him, which is bullshit. After almost a month of walking out of the WWE, Neville remains unemployed even after three major superstars were released earlier this week. Emma, Darren Young, and Summer Rae, and Sawyer Fulton of NXT, by the way, was also released. As if anybody cares, he wasn't doing anything. But where was I? They were all, with many fans wondering if the WWE will announce Neville's departure. However, Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated reported that Neville was one of the superstars discussed in the recent budget meetings. Neville and his salary have impacted the WWE payroll, but Vince McMahon is looking to draw out his contract. It means the WWE is not going to release Neville and will let his contract expire. Vince McMahon reportedly still believes the philosophy passed onto him. If I could speak here, that would be fantastic. Passed on to him by his father, Vince McMahon Sr. in the 1960s. The philosophy states, "We'll be done with you when we're done with you." With Neville remaining under contract with the WWE, he's not allowed to work for any wrestling promotions. Neville is not the only superstar to get his contract drawn out by Vince McMahon and the WWE. CM Punk walked out of the company in January of 2014, but he got released 6 months later when his contract expired. The same thing happened to Ryback in May of last year, when he was sent home due to a contract dispute. He was released from the WWE. 3 months later, there is no word when Neville's contract will expire. And what I'm hearing about Neville's contract expiring is that it's going to expire in July of next year. So Neville could have quite some time to fucking wait if this is the way WWE wants to go. Clearly, WWE still wants Neville. And that's exactly the way they should feel. They should still want Neville. Neville is a fucking talented ass talent. And you can't deny Neville has been booked terribly. Absolutely terribly over the past year. He really has. Or he's been treated terribly, I should say. Booked, he's looked strong. He's been Cruiserweight champion. Besides that hiccup with Akira Tozawa, he's been looking good. But for a man who's been carrying this Cruiserweight division on his goddamn back for a whole year, the only thing keeping that Cruiserweight division somewhat relevant, to be treated like he did, being cut out of royalty checks from the WrestleMania DVD. I was hearing as well that he was being cut from the WWE 2K18 payday, which all superstars get like a cut of that game. He was cut from that payday as well. The Cruiserweights didn't get any of that, and that frustrated Neville as well. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he left because he was fucking frustrated with the bullshit, and he should be. And I mean, even Stone Cold Steve Austin was speaking. He clearly had a very infamous breakup with the WWE back in 2002. And it wasn't until Stone Cold sat down after a couple months with Vince McMahon in a boardroom that they were able to work something out, and Stone Cold was ready to come back to work. Now, clearly Neville isn't as big a star as Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I think this is a very similar situation in many ways, and that's really what WWE needs to do. They need to call Neville, sit him down, have a talk with him, negotiate, and give Neville something that he can be happy with, because he is such a talented talent until his contract does expire, and then when that time does come, you can negotiate and you can see what Neville wants to do, and by then, if you have him happy again, if you're doing everything right with the talent that is Neville, I don't know why I keep saying that, with the talented superstar that is Neville, maybe he will want to resign when his contract does come in July. But the way I say to keep Neville happy in the WWE is you put him in your mid-card, you put him in your upper mid-card, you put him in your main event scene, because that is the type of talent that Neville is. He should be fighting for world championships. He is that good. He should not be in some dead-in-the-water cruiserweight division. He shouldn't be. And it makes sense that he's frustrated being in the dead-in-the-water cruiserweight division. It does. It absolutely does. So I say you do the right thing, call this guy back, sit him down, and say, we're going to give you what you want. You're going to be put in the mid-card. You're going to be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. You're going to be fighting for the Universal Championship. We know that you are that damn good. And we apologize because we've been assholes. And that's what you've been. You've been assholes. This guy has been working his ass off. Made a heel character that has been absolutely amazing. And you know that if you were to lose him, he'd be in the same camp as Emma. He'd be in the same camp as Cody Rhodes. He will go to the indie scene, and he will make more money than he did in the WWE. And he will make a big splash. And you're going to be saying, shit, I'd like a Neville back right now. Shit, I'd like a Cody Rhodes back right now. Shit. Neville's going to go, and he's going to have amazing matches with Cody Rhodes. He's going to have amazing matches with Kota Ibushi, Jay Lethal, Kenny Omega, tag team matches against the Young Bucks, bro. Kazuchika Okada, all these goddamn names Neville's going to go out there and have amazing matches with. That's because you fucked up, WWE. Now you have a chance to fix that. You do. So take advantage. We move on here to this news story on Braun Strowman, the monster among men, and the updated plans for this very monster among men have been revealed per rumors. What's next for the monster among men, Braun Strowman? The Monday Night Raw standout has been on a tear as of late, playing a babyface character for the first time in his WWE career and getting huge reactions from fans in recent segments. And if recent WWE rumors are to be believed, Strowman might be getting his first shot at a championship belt as he prepares to feud in earnest with the company's reigning Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter via Wrestling News, WWE's creative plans for Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw suggest that the 6'8", 385-pound giant is going to be going into a feud with The Miz. However, it is widely believed that Strowman will first be competing his rivalry with veteran big man Kane, who made a surprising return to Raw after taking several months off to focus on his plans to run for mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. The seeds for a potential Braun Strowman vs. Kane feud were planted at the TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view last month, as both giants initially teamed up with The Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus to take on The Shield, who had Raw General Manager Kurt Angle filling in for an ill Roman Reigns midway through that main event match. Kane led the rest of the team to turn on Strowman, allowing WWE to reestablish the 50-year-old Kane as a threat, while also switching Braun's alignment from heel to babyface, with Kane picking up clean wins against much younger main event caliber opponents Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. You gotta be kidding me with that one. The prevailing thought is that WWE is making him look strong in preparation for a match against Braun Strowman. What will Kane do that the Big Show hasn't already done? Kane ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna do shit. Who gives a fuck if Kane beat Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, which he shouldn't have, by the way? Who cares? Braun Strowman is already a fucking monster. This guy surviving a goddamn ambulance crash wasn't enough for you to believe that? Breaking a goddamn ring with the Big Show wasn't enough for you to believe that? Tipping an ambulance over wasn't enough for you to believe that? Now he has to beat Kane of all people? Go fuck yourselves. But once that rivalry is concluded, future Monday Night Raw episodes could end up showcasing a Strowman versus Miz feud for the latter's Intercontinental Championship, with Kane and the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, forming a three-man alliance against the Shield. That Kane and the Bar versus the Shield shit sounds absolutely dreadful, by the way, which should have Reigns back in the fold and recovered from his current illness, by the way. That said, it's not quite sure when The Miz versus Braun Strowman could be showcased on Monday Night Raw as one of the show's hottest feuds. As the Inquisitor wrote earlier today, Meltzer's Wrestling Observer colleague Brian Alvarez expects Strowman versus Kane to play out no earlier than December, which could point to a Braun versus Miz feud for the Intercontinental Championship in the build-up to WrestleMania 34. What? But regardless, if or when this rivalry takes place, there are more than a few fans and wrestling journalists who believe Strowman should win some sort of championship belt sooner rather than later, considering his massive popularity and marketability, as previously opined by Forbes. Braun Strowman, I say yeah, he should win the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz is absolutely doing nothing with the Intercontinental Championship. It's doing nothing for the guy. He's been holding it on and off for like a year and a half now. Really, it's time to move on. And what better man can you move it on to than Braun Strowman? It's really going to present that aspect of who is going to beat Braun Strowman. Who is going to be able to beat this monster? It really does. And now that Braun Strowman's a babyface, it presents a lot of babyface versus heel matches. Now you got Elias Sampson in there. The Miz. You got Jason Jordan, because you could very easily do face versus face. Jason Jordan, Matt Hardy, all these guys. Now you have a fucking mid-card instead of The Miz being a chicken shit baby face or chicken shit heel who doesn't want to defend his title and is always running away from a title defense. Braun Strowman's going to say, alright, let's fucking fight. Let's have a title match. And it's going to be very exciting for Monday Night Raw, as well as being able to do Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt going into WrestleMania 34. Wyatt family member versus Wyatt family member. That's what I do. That's what I do. It sounds cool. To me, that sounds cool. Then you can have Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Then you can have, I mean, it's inevitable at this point, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Then you can have whatever the hell they want to do in the tag team. You're going to have a Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, because Dean Ambrose is going to turn on Seth Rollins, and then you're going to have that heel Ambrose versus babyface Rollins dynamic. So you should have a pretty interesting WrestleMania for Monday Night Raw, disregarding that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns shit. And then you can play this feud on the fact, the Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman feud, on the fact that Braun Strowman is a former member of the Wyatt family. Why not do that? And have Bray Wyatt hypnotize Braun Strowman and shit like that. You already know. So why not have that be the goddamn case? That sounds cool if you ask me. Braun Strowman could be a very good Intercontinental Champion. the Intercontinental Championship needs to be on a babyface too. I mean, it's a babyface title. Babyfaces do better with the Intercontinental Championship because it's a working man's title. You want that title to be defended on Raws, on pay-per-views, and Braun Strowman as a babyface is going to be doing that. So I like that. You can do Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor for an Intercontinental Championship. Now you can do a lot more things with that Intercontinental Championship, and I like that. Put it on Braun Strowman. And I have no doubt that Braun Strowman is going to destroy the Miz if that matchup ever does go down. So there you go. You got that in mind. I like that idea. WWE, once in a blue moon, comes up with a good idea, and I think putting the Intercontinental Championship on Braun Strowman is a good idea. We move on here to the plans for Finn Balor. Moving on, after Kane made him look like a fool, made him look weak twice, so the plans for Finn Balor are revealed. Finn Balor was slowly gaining momentum in the summer after a lackluster return the day after WrestleMania 33. However, all the momentum was gone after easily losing to Kane last week, then getting attacked this week. The latest backstage news has revealed the possible plans for Balor after 2 straight weeks of putting over Kane. As recapped by WWE.com, Balor was attacked by Kane this past Monday on Raw after his victory over Cesaro. Kane came out to deliver a huge tombstone piledriver, which looked awful by the way, on Balor at the entrance ramp. It was the second time the Big Red Machine has manhandled the Demon on Monday Night Raw. Just last week, a day after defeating AJ Styles at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs in one of the matches of the year, Balor lost to Kane in just about 7 minutes. Kane used 3 chokeslams to put Balor away, but some fans were very unhappy with the result. It is because the WWE used Balor to put over a 50-year-old legend who will later be fed to Braun Strowman. For those who do not know, Kane returned after almost a year of absence 3 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw by attacking Roman Reigns. Kane took a hiatus to heal from injuries and concentrate on his political career. He will run for the mayoral seat of Knox County, Tennessee during next year's election. According to Brian Alvarez of The Wrestling Observer, Finn Balor will eventually get his revenge on Kane later this year as the Demon character. It is going to be after Kane gets defeated by Braun Strowman in December. Alvarez also speculates that The Shield will destroy Kane to write him off television as he appears, or prepares, I should say, for the home stretch of his campaign. There are also rumors about Balor possibly challenging Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble next year. However, the WWE tends to change their plans on a regular basis, and Balor could end up in a different feud. Balor has also been teasing a reunion with the club members Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Another potential feud for Finn Balor is with Bray Wyatt. I don't want to see that continue, who is supposed to face him at TLC as Sister Abigail. The match was scrapped because Wyatt suffered an illness and was replaced by Styles. The WWE might still be interested in the Demon versus Sister Abigail, which sounds awful to me, but only time will tell. The company needs to rebuild Balor because losing to Kane was not the best idea they had. Finn Balor is the first ever Universal Champion in WWE history, but he had to relinquish the title a day after winning it because of a shoulder injury. He never got the chance to reclaim the championship, and fans want him in the title picture, but first he has to defeat Kane to establish himself as the only Demon in the WWE. Can somebody tell me how many goddamn times I said Kane in this goddamn article? My God, bro. But besides that, Mr. Kane did defeat Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw, and my God, was it awful. He's going to be destroyed by Braun Strowman. He's 50 years old. He has fucking tits, saggy ass tits, hanging out of his goddamn attire. It's awful. It really, really is. And the fact that this guy is beating Seth Rollins, destroying Finn Balor, destroying Dean Ambrose on Monday Night Raw in 2017 is absolutely vomit-inducing. It really is. But as for Finn Balor, you booked this guy completely wrong. Fuck any of these plans that you just discussed. Move this guy to SmackDown Live. Trade him for, I don't know, Randy Orton, who said publicly that he doesn't want to be there anymore. And have him do something good on SmackDown Live with AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Move a Samoa Joe over to SmackDown Live. Why not? Why not, if you ask me? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Look at all the talents. Finn Balor can face Ty Dillinger. Ooh, Rusev. Ooh. Those are some nice names. Baron Corbin, another one. You got multiple names on SmackDown Live for Finn Balor to go against. Why not? He's been on Raw for too long doing the same shit. Finn Balor, move him to SmackDown. He ain't gonna fucking stand a chance against Brock Lesnar. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So, move him to SmackDown Live and give him a WWE Championship shot where he'll actually be at the top of the card. There you go. That's what to do with Finn Balor. Fuck this plan of having him get his revenge on the Big Red Machine as the Demon. So Finn Balor can only win as the Demon now? Gotta be fucking kidding me. Move him over to SmackDown. Do something with him, because there's gonna be fresh matches and fresh opportunities to go along with it. And Finn Balor is actually going to be a top contender on SmackDown Live, where he's not going to be with Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar running rampant over that entire brand. It just ain't gonna happen, bro. So, that's what you do with Finn Balor. That's your final news story. And for now, we're gonna move on to the closing segments of this show. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Mic episode number 43. I hope you enjoyed each and every single thing that you have heard on this episode of Behind the Mic. We're talking some big news stories, big comeback. You know, you don't do Behind the Mic for a week, and usually Behind the Mic for me is like the hardest show to do. You gotta put all this shit together. It takes a lot of time, like half an hour to get all these pictures together, to read and scan through the articles, to make sure they're good, to find the news stories you want. But you don't do it for a week, and you miss it. You really do miss it. And I came on here feeling refreshed and feeling excited to do Behind the Mic for the first time in a while. So I had a lot of fun making this episode, and hopefully you had a lot of fun watching and listening to this episode. And if you did, there's one way to show your appreciation, and it is to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling channel. Actually, there's multiple ways to show your appreciation. Subscribe, click on that notification bell, like this video, comment what you thought of all these news stories, and of course make sure to go check out the Twitter of the same name, leave a follow on there, and of course tweet me. Tell me what you think on there as well. So there's like 5 ways to show your support for the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and make sure to do all those things, because I enjoy coming on here, and hopefully you enjoy watching me, and hopefully you can reciprocate that as I reciprocate it to you. Because for now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver specials, pay-per-view preview, and predictions. Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday. All that content. Make sure to go check it out, because for now, this has been Joel Perez over Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you all tomorrow for possibly any other videos, and if not tomorrow, on Monday for your Monday Night Raw review. See you later.